Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. For today's recipe, we're going to prepare an impossible pumpkin spice cake, which is a combination of flan and a delicious moist cake prepared in the same pan. So if you would like to see how I prepared this delicious cake so you can prepare it for your next holiday festivities, continue watching and let's get started. I'm going to start by breaking 4 large eggs into a small bowl. This way, if we get any pieces of the eggshell, it'll be much easier to scoop it out. To mix the cake batter, I'm going to use a stand-up mixer, but you can also mix it by hand using a bowl and a whisk. I'm going to prepare the cake batter the same way that I used to prepare the Tres Leches cake last year. If you missed that recipe, you can find that recipe in the description of this video. First, we're going to whip the eggs and then we're going to add in the vanilla and then the vegetable oil. Once these ingredients are well incorporated, we're going to mix in the pumpkin puree. Before removing the bowl from the stand-up mixer, mix in the sugar. Using a spatula, scrape the bottom of the bowl to ensure that none of the ingredients are stuck to the bottom. And then sift in the flour and the rest of the spices. Place it back on the mixer and mix on low-medium speed for about 1 minute, making sure not to overmix. To make an easier version of this cake, you can also use a box of spice cake mix and just follow the instructions on the box. To prepare the cake, I'm going to use a Bundt cake mold, but you can also use a round cake mold. Just keep in mind that the cooking process might take a little bit longer. I'm going to start by covering the bottom of the mold with caramel, and then we're going to spray the mold with cooking spray, and then we're going to pour in the cake batter. The fun thing about this cake is that during the baking process, the cake portion inverts to the top of the cake, and the flan portion goes to the bottom, which is why it's called the impossible cake. So make sure to keep watching for the end result. Give it a couple good taps and set it aside while we prepare the flan mixture. And for that, we're going to add 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk to the blender, 1 14-ounce can of condensed milk, 5 large eggs, vanilla, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin spice, 4 ounces of room temperature cream cheese, and 1 cup of pumpkin puree. Blend these ingredients on medium-high speed until well incorporated and it has a smooth consistency. Then using a spatula, very carefully pour it into the mold over the cake batter. Before we take the cake to the oven, cover it with aluminum foil. But first we're going to turn it over and spray the bottom of the aluminum foil with cooking spray. The cooking spray is going to avoid the cake sticking to the aluminum foil. Seal it very tightly around the edges and bake at 350 degrees for 1 hour. If you're using a regular mold, bake for 1 hour and 15 minutes. After removing the cake from the oven, allow it to cool down for about 30 minutes to 1 hour before unmolding. Then using a large plate or a cake stand like this one, place it over the mold and very carefully flip it over. The mold should come right off. And this is the end result. Well friends, we've reached the end of this delicious recipe and this video. If you give this recipe a try, make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video or found it useful in any way, leave us a like and make sure to share with friends and family and subscribe so you don't miss out on future recipes like this one. Thank you so much for watching and join us in our next video for another delicious recipe.